As the season comes to a close, the Mighty Nein hatch a heinous heist to pilfer the potent artifact from the hands of Trent Ickathon, while a brutal barbarian lurks in the sewer shadows, waiting to bear the beacon back to another power. Meanwhile, Mollymock Tealeaf discovers that there are more sides to his story. 9, in fact. All that and more on the season finale review of the Mighty Nein. What's happening, adventurers? Welcome back to another episode of the Withmates podcast with me, your host, the tired dungeon master, Joseph Boone. I am joined today by two stalwart adventurers where we'll be talking about the finale of Mighty Nein, the Amazon series produced and made by the wonderful people over at Critical Role, he says as he punches his glass by accident. But speaking of punches, there's a man here joining me today who is very familiar with said punching. It is a man who has mastered martial arts in a way that he can use his key points to trip and push his opponents, heal damage to his body, and practice advanced meditation. He is supposed to do that, but all we know is he's called Polly Smack. Hello, Paul. How are you doing today, my way of the open hand monk?
Hello, Joseph. Hello. Might I say you're both looking a little harrowed today. A little harrowed, a little hollowed out, like you've been through something crazy.
Something crazy indeed. A wacky Christmas adventure. As delivered by Mr. Stirrat. If you wish to know what Paul's referencing, please do check out the Stirrat Holiday Special, which is live now on our channel, where you see Paul have his first hand at delving into hosting this podcast.
And last as well.
And dear oh dear, was it a corker. Paul, what's you're my little monk friend, what are you doing? You've always asked to do something. This is the last time we're doing this for the season. What do you wish to do?
I didn't forget, my good man. I said I would be walking across a desert of snow, and I've come across a man laden with a scarlet and white fluffy robe. He looks at me, and I look it back. And I see myself for some reason when I see this man. I'm going to roll to smack.
Roll to smack. Okay, please roll to smack.
As always.
What did you get? What did you get for your roll to smack, Paul?
I think it might be a somewhat of a one. A one.
Oh, and that one.
You go to smack this festively featured fellow, and instead of smacking him, you instead hold your hand up to his bearded face, and the wizened and frosty visage of this man looks down at you, and he says to you, "Oh, my son, no, you do not smack this day, for in fact it is a treat I will bequeath unto you." And he reaches into his present sack, and he pulls out a silver-bladed sickle that glimmers softly in the moonlight. And while you hold this weapon, you would have attack and damage bonuses, but you could also use this weapon as a spellcasting focus. You know this, well, it should be known as the Moon Sickle, but today it's called the Craig Andrew Mooney Sickle. Hello, Craig Andrew Mooney, how you doing?
I didn't think we could get longer than last week, but we somehow managed. Jesus Christ!
Dear me.
Hi,
that was
hi everyone.
Yeah, there we go. Go. And that's me exhausted by all of my moon-related puns revolving around D&D. If you have any other moon-related
it's a good thing it's a finale.
Things,
it's the finale. It's okay.
It's the finale. Please let us know in the comments below. Thank you to everyone before we get stuck in for joining us on this journey. This has been tremendous to do. Thank you for being so welcoming to me as the host on talking about something I love. And the comments have been utterly fantastic on the previous episodes. There's one specific comment, and your username escapes me at the moment of time. I should have looked it up, where it was just a timestamp saying Joseph can't keep getting away with this, as I was referencing like something that happens in the campaign. And to you, dear listener, yes, I can, and I will until they find me and stop me. But we're here today to talk about the finale of the Mighty Nein on Amazon Prime, a wonderful episode called The Zadash Job, a culmination of the story of season 1 so far. We're going to get these two lovely gentlemen's spoiler-free thoughts, and then we're going to jump into spoiler territory. So before we jump in there, Craig, what did you think of this final episode of season 1 in a non-spoiler way?
Try to say it in a way that doesn't give anything away, but essentially, I have never seen such well done animation that I have seen in this show and in this finale in particular when it comes to combat.
Yes, it is.
That is
fantastic.
my yes.
Wonderful, Mr. Sterrett. How did we feel about this final episode?
You know, I'm actually still reeling from the idea of me in like a scarlet robe with a moon sickle with the voice of Craig Andrew Mooney and us going on like hijink adventures together, like with the talking scythe. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to smack it with the scythe, and then like Craig, this could be Craig's scythe. Yeah, you're like, trapped in the scythe.
Yeah. Like a genie type figure, but it's a scythe.
Yeah, but as a scythe.
Yeah.
And then anytime I go to smack something, you're like, "Are you sure you want to smack that?" I don't know why you were Irish there. You're Irish when you're a scythe.
Are you sure you want to smack that? Are you sure?
Are you sure you want to smack?
Do you want to smack
sure you
it?
want to
If
smack
you do,
Santa?
that's all right. Don't you worry about it, because we'll not be smacking today. Paul, sickles aside, what did you think of the episode?
The episode, I've been thinking about it. I think it might be my favourite one. I think it might be my favourite.
Oh, wrong answer, but okay.
Can you tell us why in a non-spoiler way?
I really like Ocean's 13 style things, and this was very much this. I actually got a little bit of there's a certain level in Mass Effect, which is one of my favourite games of all time. And there's a certain level in that's quite similar to this as well, and I kind of got those kind of vibes from it. I just really liked that it was Beauregard that ends up going to the ball instead. You know, it's kind of
that's a spoiler.
I'm just gonna have to. We're just gonna bleep all of that from Paul. Lovely. I understand what you mean, Paul. Skipping over your spoilers for a moment. For me, this episode, I'm not on the same level as you, Paul. It's not my favorite. I think this was an easy wind down for a season 1. And I agree with you, Craig. Beautiful animation. But from some things I've seen and read online about this episode, I think 8 episodes, 40 minutes apiece is just too short. We need more. We need more. And I think it ended too soon for me. But we've got another season to look forward to in a year's time or so. I believe a year's time. But while you wait for that, you're going to have to listen to us chat about our spoiler thoughts on this episode. So if you haven't already gone and watched the Mighty Nein episode 8, The Zadash Job, please quickly roll your sneak checks, sneak away, go watch it, and then come back in. Myself and the boys will be taking a short rest while you do. Now that short rest is over, and we've regained some of our hit dice, spent some of our hit dice to heal, we're going to talk about this episode. And to follow up on what I said last time, I want to quickly start by talking about everyone's favorite morally corrupt war criminal, Essek Thales.
Anakin Skywalker. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Paul. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll say that. So
That
Essek
fits,
Thales, we have had a wonderful time watching him navigate the realms of teaching the Empire Dunamancy to try and save his mum from dying at the hands of this degenerative disease, failing ultimately in last episode. How do we feel now, boys, about Essek as a character, as this driving force for the things that kind of happen behind the scenes that the party don't see? How do we feel about him, about his journey, and where he is now, as opposed to how we felt at the start of the season with him?
Well, for me, I think the main thing that I took from his whole character arc is that this is his first life, which I think is very interesting as a concept, to have him at the beginning of this journey, and because obviously quite a lot of other characters within this realm, they are kind of on their potentially their last go of the dice, or they had quite a few past lives, in the back pocket, whereas this is his first time. So we're seeing what that learning curve is for someone who is at this point in their existence, which I think is very fascinating to watch, especially because we don't really fully understand what this religion is and how it works. So we're kind of seeing it almost from his perspective in a way. While he knows more than us as an audience, it's still kind of similar in that sense. So I think it's a very, very clever character, just in terms of a writing point of view as a TV show, rather than obviously him being an established character in the campaign. So I think he's a very good character to have, and I think he adds a lot to the show, and giving us that other side of the war, the moral journey he's been on. He's flip-flopped quite a lot this season.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it for the reason of his mum. That reason is now gone.
Mm-hmm.
So what is he doing it for? What is his motivation now? It is my question. Is he just saving his own skin? Is he now going to try and aim for power himself? I'm interested to see where this character is going. Very, very interested.
Mm-hmm. Paul, any thoughts?
I like that this magic guy doesn't believe in his sort of magic religion. So he wants to steal the magic orb of many things and use it for science, and use it in a scientific magic way instead of a religious magic way. And he is going to any depths in which to do his scientific magic. And ipso facto, he's joined hands with the big ick, and then obviously that's gone a bit askew. And yeah. No, I like Essek. He's an interesting character. I like this whole idea that he doesn't believe in something that everyone else does, and he wants to find out more. And the ends justify the means for him. He doesn't really care that he's started a war, because he just wants to save his mum. But then, the whole deal with his mum happens, and now he's like a bit like, guess I'll just take it back, I guess, because why would I leave it in your hands?
Do you think he's doing it because he's remorseful, or is he doing it from a self-preservation standpoint?
Well, self-preservation.
He didn't save his pal, Orcus, the magic man beheaded.
It's for D&D people that are watching. It's not Orcus. Paul knows not what he says. Orcus is a giant demon who uses a wand made of a cultist's body or some shit like that. It's fucking Orcus is cool. But no, he throws his the orc general dude under the bus and goes, he stole the beacon. It was him, honest gov. And the Bright Queen just execute him. The magic bus. Poor Miss Frizzle has to clean that front grill, and nobody else is helping her. That's morbid. Wow.
So I have a question about that. Yes. I have a question about that.
About the magic school bus.
Do you think the magic school bus could kill someone as well? Or like what?
I think the magic
I think so, yeah.
Wait, is the magic school bus sentient though?
Oh goodness, are we gonna like?
Because if
it gonna
it's
become
sentient, that
psychotic
means
or
if it kills
traumatized?
someone, it's then culpable for the. It could be tried. Anyway,
It could be
moving.
tried
Craig,
in a court of law,
what
yes,
was
yeah.
your question?
By a jury of its peers, a jury of bus drivers can judge
Jury
it.
of
And
bus.
it's gonna-
What was your question, Craig?
My question / theory is about the Queen herself. Because
Yes.
obviously we saw in the last episode that she has a little nosebleed on the go, and that implies that she is now suffering from the
Yes.
same illness. So my question is, because she was very swift in her execution of Orc General Man, without much due diligence. And my question is, it doesn't really track with her character to this point to not have that level of in-depth investigation. So my question / theory is, does she already know that Essex has done this, and essentially is doing it because this is the best way of getting the beacon back, is having him on side and him getting it back for her own selfish reasons now, potentially to try and save her own skin
Yeah.
from
Do you think it's going to be like
death?
a holier than thou, do as I say, not as I do sort of vibe
Yes.
from her?
Absolutely, yeah.
Classic royalty move.
It's-
Not
I would
political,
agree
but
with
classic
that.
royalty move.
Something I really like about the world building around the Kryn dynasty, something that Matt Mercer's done so phenomenally well, and this show really allows it to flourish, is the fact that they have got this faith. Within the world D&D, how like faith is tangible, it's real, the gods exist, they can be proven to exist, because they've done great miracles and people can do miracles through them. Having this god, this religion that allows you to be reincarnated definitively and consistently needs a drawback. And I think the illness of Typhros is so cool.
I love it as a concept, by the way.
It also,
just as an aside.
yeah, it
Fucking
also
love it.
terrifies me as well, because it feels very akin to actual generative diseases that we unfortunately face as humans. And I think that adds that really realistic point of grounding where you can emotionally empathize with, why someone would want to try and reverse it, why someone would do the horrible things that Essex done, not to excuse it, but it's like, you know what, someone who is, as you said, Craig, in their first life, not having the wisdom of multiple lifetimes to draw upon, of course he'd do something this rash. Of course he would. Of course he would sell his soul.
Maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, but I've always felt like, well, you know me, but I've always felt like elves struggle a lot more with the idea of mortality that humans don't, because they live either so much longer or they don't die at all unless they're like killed.
Yeah.
And so like they've got all these multiple lives, and Barry the peasant man gets the one.
I think,
but he's really struggling with the idea. His mum's probably had like, I don't know, 500, 1,000 years, maybe more. I don't know. Like it could be so long. And I find that kind of thing interesting.
yeah, it's fair.
Also, his battle armor's really cool.
Oh, Essex battle armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just kind of like tidying off Essex story. Yes, Craig. Good boy, Craig. Putting up your hand, Craig.
Sorry, everybody. Just as a wee interruption there, just a question again. The Queen, and this is more a mythology question, which I don't know whether Joseph can answer or not.
I'll try my best.
How does the royal line work in this realm? Because obviously she is a reincarnated spirit of this, essentially the same person.
Ooh.
So is royalty the same? A bit like Foundation. Royalty is the same person.
So
Do they become the?
It's a royal spirit.
Off the top of my head, I don't know. Now, what I could do is I could either look it up, or I could B, run through to my living room and get the 2 hefty tomes written by Matthew Mercer about this world and see if there's an answer in there, which would require a lot of like cutting out dead air. Or 3, I could leave it up to the listeners. Please tell us in the comments down below how does the line of succession work for the Kryn dynasty? Because that is a question I genuinely don't know the answer to, and I really want to find out.
Option 4, mindless speculation. That's what I go for. Let's just...
Okay, Paul. Okay, you take option 4. How do you think the line of succession works in a world where you can be reincarnated?
So you've got the Queen, right? And she's actually, at the start of all this, a little cantankerous. And she goes to bed. But as she goes to bed, she's actually visited by her first reincarnated spirit that shows her all of her past lives. No. And then there's one that comes that shows her the present.
You can stop that immediately. You had your time. You had an hour and a half of that shit.
We let him in, though. I knew this was going to happen.
You give Paulie Smack an inch, he takes a fucking mile.
Yeah. Exactly.
He takes 200,000 miles, in fact, the space between the Earth and the fucking moon. That's what he takes.
This is just the reminder to the listeners to go check out the Stirrup Holiday Special, which is available now.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for that. So, as you said, Essex armor was pretty goddamn cool, wasn't it? Very much like chitinous, very insectoid, really cool. They were flying, and they encounter the Mighty Nein down in the sewers. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. Because, dear viewers, and my 2 wonderful adventurers here, we open this episode with another look at everyone's favorite girl, Yasha Naidurin. Having this memory, speaking to someone she holds dear, and that memory dissolving into ooze by someone, a voice. My question to you both: do you watch the show with subtitles?
No.
Then you
I'm a subtitleless man.
You don't know who the voice is, because I've noticed the subtitles are spoiling who characters are. But
interesting.
Talk to me, you two, about this vision and about Yasha as a whole, about how we have seen her through this series, popping up every so often, and the ending of this episode. What are our thoughts about this character?
Well,
vindicated. Sorry.
Greg's vindicated. You predicted we would see more Yasha in the finale.
I did not just do that.
Yeah,
I predicted that she was being controlled by some this other person, this other figure, and that is not actually her. Yes,
with this strange So we see that she's being controlled by this mark on the back of her neck, by this unseen voice, commanding her to get this Luxon beacon. Now, what we had a lot of stuff kind of like mentioned with her flashback. Did we recognize any names that she spoke about? Those of us who are fans of the Legend of Vox Machina.
Stormlord stood out to me.
Yes, the Stormlord.
Yes, I'm trying to remember who the Storm... Is that the one the big God of War chap started fighting in one episode?
You're very close. You're close. Grog fought essentially a devotee of Cord the Stormlord in like this temple. Right. Essentially, like your strength comes from your friends. That whole bit before he fights Kevdak and gets the Titanstone knuckles. But yeah, well done, Paul. A point of inspiration to you, Paul, for remembering some lore.
Thank you.
Well done, Paul. You can use that point of inspiration to reroll any D20 test. There you go.
Okay.
There will be no more D20 tests this session.
Oh, for God's sake.
But we see her in this lovely blue, beautiful flower field with this woman. It all dissolves into this horrible mess of horror, and she finds herself in the rainy streets of Zadash. And it's clear to us that she doesn't want to be in that position.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen her decimate soldiers. We've seen her be this terror, this orphan maker. And we get to the point where Craig is vindicated by the end of the episode. Yasha manages to meet up with the Mighty Nein in the sewers underneath Sudash, where this beacon is now lying between the two, and she touches the beacon. Very Skyrim. Another hand touches the beacon, and her connection to whatever this mind control thing is broken. And we see that she asks the Mighty Nein for help. Craig, was this what you were predicting? Is this going in line with what you had hoped?
Yes, exactly what I was expecting to see. I was expecting to see her fight them first, but obviously we didn't have enough time for that. I was expecting her to fight them for the beacon, and then what happens. It would be revealed that she's being controlled in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, very fascinated by this character, and I think I will say as well, I praise the show actually for how they have handled the Yasha character. Not that I know anything about it other than what I'm seeing in front of me, but I'm enjoying how they kind of drip fed her throughout, and then have used her essentially as the cliffhanger, or part of the cliffhanger for season 2. And yes, so big fan. I'm intrigued now to see what happens with her next. I think there's obvious links between her and not necessarily like story wise, but more character wise links with her and the likes of Ford and Molly Mock, whereby they're having to serve something. They're serving a god or a demon or devil or whatever it may be in some way, shape, or form. So there's obviously parallels there with their characters, which I think will be quite good for season 2.
There's a lot of characters beholden to either a deity or an entity or a higher master.
Yes, yes, I suppose as well. Yeah,
a lot of chains, really. Do we think any of those chains are going to be broken or forged greater?
Craig, I can tell.
I noticed it too. I
just saw his eyes there. That he's dropping hints. I can't help it.
That chains. We caught him. Comments.
I don't know what chains means, but
I don't know what it means. But we know it was something.
You don't know what it relates to. I could say a bunch of different words, and you'd be like, "What? I like your words, Magic Man. I don't know what they mean." Do we think any of these connections that the characters have to the entities that bind them or have given them power, or whether it is like Ford and this patron Ukatoa, it could be Yasha and this whoever's controlling her, Caleb and Trent Ickathon, do we think any of these relationships are going to get stronger, or are they going to be broken further? What do we think?
Well, we did see good old Caleb be somewhat tempted by Ickathon.
And again, I called that too.
He definitely unflamed his hand. So I think there's definitely potential for I think potentially what a theme for the next season could be, relating to the gods and the relationships and all that, could be that we might start seeing more conflict with what the Nine are trying to do with whom they're actually already pledged to serve.
Yes.
Because you even have Beauregard, who doesn't really have anything like that, but she is kind of wanting to still be a cobalt blue monk, so she's kind of beholden to them. So she's like going against the code or something. And then you've got Ford, who's obviously got his lovely sea monster he's got to worship and do stuff for. We've got Jester and the Traveller, who we finally got to see.
We did get to see him, yeah. We did.
Interesting. He's kind of like a trickster character I got from him. Like, he loves like pranks and whatnot, which isn't actually what I was expecting. Although she has been like one to graffiti and everything and cause trouble and whatnot wherever she goes. But
I mean, yeah,
no, that was interesting.
Let's talk about the Traveler. Were we pleased with the reveal of how this was done, of how the Traveler reveal was delivered to us on our screens?
It's definitely a place, definitely a good place to do it. In like the last episode, we've built up this so he's not answering her, and then she makes the big jump because they made a pretty big deal out of it. Like it's all in the quads. Beauregard could definitely make that, and Jester maybe could, but you'll just have to try. And then he obviously catches her. I thought it was quite a fun wee bit. Obviously, it wasn't a lot, but I feel like I got enough of a flavour to realise this guy's like a wee trickster, and maybe he's definitely like above mortal. Maybe he's not like proper god or something. I mean, like maybe he's, I don't know, maybe there's like a pantheon of how high the gods get kind of thing, and he's maybe not quite up there or something. Maybe that's where the trickster part. I don't know, but I'm speculating. Mindless speculation.
Yeah. I like it. It's do your speculations line up, Craig, with Paul's?
Not quite. I still am of the mind that we still haven't seen, although unless I'm mistaken, and we have seen this person before, because you said, Joseph, before, I think that we should know who the Traveler was based on previous viewings.
Eagle-eyed viewers would know.
Eagle-eyed viewers, you said, but my theory remains that he is not who he appears to be, and I don't think this is actually what he looks like. I think this is how he's presenting himself to Jester, and I think he might be something else. And I still would like to believe that he is linked to one of the other deities that is affecting the other people, but I may be wrong about that. I still would love it to be the case that he is Molly Mock's tormentor, who now has a name, of course, as well, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, in a second. Oh, yes. But I still would like to believe it's the same, one and the same, but...
Okay, yeah.
Hey.
Did he not have similar-ish eyes to how Ford's eyes went when he went full super?
Now that would be interesting.
Icky on.
When he went super thetans. Did he have similar eyes?
I think
looking at
so.
it here, they are vaguely similar in sort of styling. They don't look as feral to me. So maybe there's a bit of credence to that theory, Paul. Maybe. As Craig is flashbanging himself with whatever's lighting his face. He's like, I must go deeper. I must figure this out. They're more kind of like
picture of them, a young man.
They're more looks kind of like Craig's opened bluish. The Covenant of the Ark there.
I think he has opened the Craig melts. So yeah, his eyes are very similar. They've got like that sort of like yellow iris, the slitted pupil, and like a darker sort of like bluish, purplish sclera. Ford's is more like a green sclera as opposed to like the white of your eyes. I mean, he does have very distinct features, does this Traveler. The long flowing sort of like red hair, the aggressively large eyebrows, elvish features.
He gives me strong Alucard vibes,
like from Castlevania.
Yes,
like the animated. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. Another great animated show.
So good.
So good. Have you watched Nocturne?
I'm not as into that. It's good, but just the original one was also so good.
Another alumni of Mighty Nein is in Castlevania. Graham McTavish voices Dracula.
So he does.
Yeah.
My goodness,
it's
that's
a
cool.
Stellar performance. Craig, you need to watch it. It's fantastic. So we see.
I do need to. It's on my list.
Oh, it's so good. So we can see that there's a lovely little conversation between Jester and the Traveler, where Jester's like, "I thought you'd abandoned me. I thought you'd done this." Like, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry. I'm always here. I'm always watching you."
Classic God. Classic God.
Do we, and I think this is an interesting question to ask, do we trust the Traveller?
No. Fuck no. I don't trust him one bit.
I would give my life for the Traveller. I would place my hands.
You are very jester, Paul.
Yeah.
You are very jester.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would do anything for the Traveller. What's that? Okay.
Was that the Traveller you're speaking to there?
That was the holiday special. It wasn't Paul. It was the Traveller.
It was
saying,
the Traveller.
Let's get our,
you know what? I'd believe it.
Yeah.
I really, really loved the whole build up to the Traveller reveal, with Jester having to do Bo's job in this heist, climbing up to the top of this tower, making the leap of faith, quite literally, and failing. And it's her god that grabs her arm, pulls her back up to the parapet. I loved this sequence. I thought it was paced beautifully, and you could really see the moments of like self-doubt that they'd animated into her. I mean, Jester's being animated utterly phenomenally. Like the animation quality in this is so good. And she has that wonderful moment where she just starts firing these fireworks all over the place into the party itself, a party that we'll come to talk about. The heist, Paul, you love a good Ocean's 11 moment.
I do. Oh, I do.
On you go.
I was just going to say, I thought we got a lot from Not, in particular, for the heist stuff. I liked, we learned she does not like water, which, I think probably, anyone could probably tell just from looking at her. Doesn't give me strong bathing vibes, Not. But I am assuming from the button collecting, this me piecing this piece together
string together your theories
like a D&D Columbo. Actually, have we thought about this?
That's not his catchphrase.
I can't remember. He just shakes the finger. That's all I remember. But basically,
just one more thing.
Not doesn't like water. She collects buttons. She's holding 3. And I am willing to bet those 3 buttons represent potentially either 3 siblings, or maybe a mother and father, or maybe 3 children or brood, or brood adjacent beings that were drowned in their lair or grotto or wherever it is goblins breed. But yeah, I believe that she's somehow the reason she goes after Ford so much for being a coward is because in that moment where her family or brood needed her the most, she was a coward, and that's why she drinks herself so much, because she can't stand the pain, so she just drinks and drinks and drinks. And she let down her brood when they needed her the most.
Family.
This is my
say family.
I don't. I know I can, but I choose. I choose not to.
You choose uncomfort over whimsy. Very interesting. Very interesting, Paul. I like that theory. That's a really nice theory you have.
Nice theory you've got there. Too bad it's all wrong.
Too bad it's shit. Craig, does your theories about Not the Brave align with Paul's? About, because obviously she goes through the sewers, she's integral part of this plan, and we see that there's a point where the plan could hitch because she's deathly afraid of going through this water. Do you see your theories aligning with Paul's about like a family, about them dying, drowning, whatever?
Oh, you mean a brood?
A brood, yes. Sorry. Look.
Look. Sorry. No, so I do agree. I agree that I think something happened to her family. I still believe that she was in some way responsible for it, not just simply the case of that she was a coward, but I think she was actually somehow involved, whether subconsciously or sorry, unconsciously or consciously, I'm not sure. But I think something went wrong. She did something. She maybe made a bad choice somewhere along the line. Maybe she, I don't know. Maybe she wasn't always a alcoholic, but maybe she had a problem with drinking and it led to this, and it's just got worse as a result. Something has happened anyway. But I agree with Paul. Something to do with water. Something to do with her family. I also like the fact that she's now being given buttons by other members of the Mighty Nein to kind of showcase that no, we're now your family.
Yeah,
and that was nice, and that was a nice little again showing, not telling. Fantastic writing again. It's all very, very well done, very subtle. But yeah, so I'm agreed about not the brave, no comma.
both fantastic theories. I'm loving what they're doing, how they're extrapolating her story from the campaign into this, and I can see where both of your theories are taking inspiration from, and I can see why. And it's really, really beautiful to watch you both, much like not tiptoed over that wooden plank over the water, tiptoe near to points that could be closer to the truth than not. But I will not tell you which one. You're just going to have to look very closely. All the details given to you within the show. Obviously, Not has been giving these buttons by her found family, the Mighty Nein. We see them all in arguably one of the best locations in Campaign 2, the Invulnerable Vagrant. And we get a wonderful showcase of just magic and what magic can do within this place. We see some classic items like the Bag of Holding, which obviously they have to legally change the name because that's a D&D property where they can just like put as much stuff in it as possible. There is a lovely reference to one of the bookcases has like eyes embedded in it that looks like a mimic. Mimics can take multiple forms. Was there anything else in that shop that stood out to you both in this visitation to the Invulnerable Vagrant?
Just the shopkeeper's fantastic voice. I forget, how does he sound again?
How does that sound again? I just
he sounds a little bit like Patrick Warburton.
Place it.
Yeah.
And what does Patrick Warburton sound
you
like?
You will not poke this bear. You will not.
It's been a while since I heard him on. He's not been on screen for a long time, Patrick Warburton. I think we need to get a wee refresh.
You know exactly how he sounds.
I just don't get tired of that.
It is that is a perfect impression, and I mean that sincerely. That is spot on. That's fantastic. Wow.
Oh my God.
It's the opposite of like poking Paul and getting a Mark Wahlberg impression. You're poking me, and I don't like it. Yes, Pumatsul is fantastic. I think he's definitely one of like my favorite characters in the campaign. There is something. There's a really, really delicious item that Jester picks up that
some kind of potion.
Kind of. It's kind of a potion. Kind of. It's a item called the Dust of Deliciousness, and it makes any really shitty food taste amazing.
Okay.
And there's a very specific thing that Pumatsul says about it, and for those who know, oh my God. For those who don't know, it's cute. But I cannot wait for them to like, because she's a trickster. It's a lovely item to give a trickster to make something shit taste good. And that's what Jester is, and I can't
Yes.
wait to see how like they sprinkle it in. Like I'm assuming because she was always at camp being like, I'm going to put a little bit of this on that, do that. We've got really awful rations. I can't wait for them to like sneak it into the background and do little things with that. However they stitch it together, it's going to be utterly fantastic. So keep your eyes out, gentlemen, for the dust of deliciousness popping up in the background of shots. It's going to be beautiful. This we'll go back to Paul's favorite part, the heist. The first part of this heist is such a well-renowned part of the campaign where Caleb, Ford, and Not are breaking into this house to steal the invitation. And I believe in the campaign it wasn't viewers, you're going to have to correct me because it's been a long time since I've seen it. I don't think it was the sort of the curtains or drapes that attack Not. I think it was a rug. It was like there's a creature called the Rug of Smothering, and when you stand on it, it kind of like engulfs you and like ties you up. I think it was one of them, so I was really hopeful that the rug, kind of like Aladdin's lug, Aladdin's rug.
His lug, his ear,
his ear. Aye,
Aladdin's ear.
Aladdin's ear.
That's what Andrew's panto's called. Aladdin's
lug.
Is he playing Aladdin's ear? Is that who Andrew's being this year?
I think so. Yeah.
Fantastic.
A big part.
Talk me through the heist. Talk me through the plan that they make. How it was paced. All that. Give me your thoughts and feelings on this.
I wanna first ask. So it was maybe a rug in the heist. Did it match the curtains in the anime? Oh, I couldn't help myself. Sorry. I feel like I'm hosting again. What's going on here?
I saw it coming from a fucking mile away.
You saw it coming.
You're definitely not.
You awful man.
I know. Okay.
Talk to me about the heist,
no.
Paul. Okay.
Ford, I thought was on. Moving on. Ford was an interesting choice for sneaking in somewhere. I was like, I don't get sneaky when I see you. But funnily enough, he was the one that kept a level head and was like, yeah, can we not steal everything in sight and just take the invitation? Even Caleb was like, cool, spellbook, I'm going to take this. Did he end up taking it? I missed that.
I think it's implied that he does. I believe in the campaign, they're it's so difficult trying to get all of this right in my head and like what happened where, because they've obviously glossed over or skipped a bunch of things. There's definitely a moment in the campaign where there is a very palpable moment of tension between Caleb and Ford at the table where it's like, don't take that thing, we're here for a job. And I believe in the campaign this is before there was like oh, by the way, I burned my family. That hadn't been revealed yet, so there's still a bit of distrust between the characters. There's a very clear moment I can remember where they're all kind of like pointing the imaginary weapons at each other. So I think they've kind of fed this bit into this part of the episode. But as in the episode, I believe he does take the book.
Okay,
I believe they get away with it
because the job kind of goes a bit awry. Like, that was a theme throughout the episode is just about everything went wrong in certain parts anyway.
It kind of just goes tits up most of the time.
So I was kind of like, yeah, may as well just take the book then, because the guy's going to walk up and see his lovely curtains are just torn to bits. So he's going to know someone was there anyway. But he's not going to the party anyway, so it's fine, whatever, But I liked that whole segment, with because Not's always got Caleb's back no matter what, which then comes later back to bite her on her bottom when she witnesses Caleb. I mean, I'm not saying I don't think Caleb was ready to join Big Ick as of yet, but he was definitely listening. He was listening.
It just gives credence to how influential Trent is and how he's in that position, because obviously I think in another show you'd hear that and you go, oh, the main character, he's never gonna, not say main character, but like, he's not gonna give in, whereas like here I was sitting there going, oh, is he, are they going to show something else here? because as far as I remember, we've deviated heavily off the rails of the campaign with how things are playing out. They did go to this ball, they did do all this, but I think there's things happening definitely out of sequence, and I'm loving it. We have that lovely meeting in the Gentleman's where he's going over the plan, and I think there's several lovely shots of both the Gentleman and Jester in the same sort of shot, and how he was like being like, okay, this is how we do this, and his lovely Nathan Fillion, I'm explaining this way, which is just gorgeous, and then just Jester's popping in and being like, and we do this and it's got to be great, and then I loved the chaos of it. I loved
Despicable
how
Me.
It was a bit more Despicable Me. And I loved a few moments where Jester was like suggested something and he was like, yes, wait, no, what? There's a lovely dynamic between them and like the rest of the room, and how she's almost like that lovely glue that's binding the parts of the party together. Really positive and peppy. But Craig, talk to me about the moment where we see Jester quite low in this episode. Talk to me about your thoughts and feelings on when she was denied the chance to wear her swooshy dress. And
well, I'm actually going to draw upon female creatives, female writers that I have known, and also my own partner as well, who's commented on these things before. There is always a lot of confusion when it comes to how to write female characters in certain situations, and what is still constituting a strong female character, what's still constituting a well-written female character, and essentially in that sense we are still having a great bit of writing here, a great bit of character development here. It's not just because she doesn't get to wear the nice dress, she gets to, that we're kind of going back and all that sort of thing. This is still very well written, because you can still be a strong female character, well written female character, and still have your femininity, which is very, very interesting. So I appreciated that from that standpoint too. Like, for example, the fact that Jester was very into the idea of going to the ball. She wanted to wear the dress, she wanted to go forward, she wanted to have that romantic moment with him. That's all there, and that's all fine. That's all still great, and it still doesn't take away from anything about her strength as a character, her strength as a person, and how well she's written. So I appreciated them adding that stuff in, and I kind of had that thought in the back of my head, where I was thinking, oh yeah, because I initially I thought, oh, that's interesting, they're going down that route, and then I remembered obviously all the things I've been told by female creatives, etc. about no, that actually this is still well written, this is still good. So yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up because that's something that popped in my head when you said that that moment. But in terms of the actual moment itself and her feeling very low, I really enjoyed that part, and I enjoyed her conversation with Ford, and I kind of remembered as well, Joseph, what you said the other week about Laura Bailey essentially trying to make Travis fall in love with her again, and I was like, there you go, that's one of those moments, that's one of those scenes. Where I could see that was what was transpiring there, and that she was like showing that, I wanted to go with you, I wanted it to be a special night for us, and him being like, what do you mean? And then she's like, nothing, it's okay. That was a lovely scene, I thought, and I really thought the two characters, it was beautifully performed by the pair of them. I thought that scene, and it was very intimate, and you kind of could, there are a couple in your life, you can tell their chemistry's skyrockets in moments like this. So yeah, big fan, and I think they both did a great job, and especially Laura Bailey as well, showing that kind of that low moment for Jester, and but also showing obviously how she rises to the occasion as well, as we've already talked about, and goes off to do the job as well. So yeah.
She's very much like a yes and character. It's always like I will keep pushing everything forward. And I think to highlight something else about that scene, because it really stood out to me as like a really nice, soft, slow-paced, intimate moment. It's kind of like bringing the characters more to who they're meant to be, because obviously Ford wasn't playing the part of being the captain. He was like, I'm just being nice to my friend here. And Jester was kind of opening up because she hasn't had that sense of vulnerability yet. And then, but it also shows she's not quite there yet, because she has that little joke at the end by calling Ford Oscar, which for fans of the series, we know that Oscar is the romantic lead in the amazing in-universe smut book Tusk Love, which I urge you all to check out. Tusk Love featured in Legend of Vox Machina as well, and
Tusk Love, The Lusty Argonian Maid. What other books do I know from fiction? These are all the books I know from fiction, by the way. I know two books. They're good. They are well published, respected,
well
pieces,
documented. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's that in 50 Shades of Grey that Paul likes.
Oh no, I wouldn't touch that. No.
The original Twilight fan fiction.
Too rich for my blood. No.
Okay, I see.
I worked in the cinema when that came out. I have seen things that no cinema worker should see. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
For all of Paul's insights about the opening night of 50 Shades of Grey, follow him at Stirret Story on Instagram.
Tune in for the second Stirret Holiday special.
It's just you in a dark room.
I'll tell
illuminated from beneath.
The flashlight, yeah.
So we see the heist kind of go wrong before it even starts, as I bring this back on track. And we see instead of Jester getting to wear the dress, it has to be begrudgingly Beauregard Lionette of the Lionette Vineyard.
Which was a fun reveal.
Yes.
A fun reveal, Joseph. I enjoyed that.
Did we
because
expect
I've got
this
a
of
bit more of her
Beauregard?
backstory. No, not at all. Actually, I wasn't expecting anything like this from her at all. I was expecting her to be like a kind of like orphan, like she kind of got dumped on the doorstep of the monastery and has then been raised by the monks. I was expecting that kind of backstory from her. So to have her being this, almost like the Percy of this campaign, this group, she's got this kind of rich background, this rich family, and has this kind of aristocracy in her past. I think that's quite fun, but also I'm also really intrigued as well. Now I'm sure everyone is who hasn't seen the campaign is like, how did she get to this point? Why did she leave? What happened in her past? Are we going to get to see all that stuff? I assume we will at some point. So very very interested.
Yeah,
I don't get the impression that someone of her station, it's looked on very favourably to be a cobalt blue monk, is my impression of this world, unless it's like there's some key thing I'm missing where it's like, oh, such an honour, cobalt blue monk, oh my goodness, yes. But I get the impression it's not a particularly...
She would have been expected to be a lady, I think. A lady to, all that sort of thing. Jane Austen style nonsense, I think, probably.
There's something.
You know what?
Yeah. What?
I would love it if what Ford does for Beauregard in this episode in the ballroom, if people did that for me whenever I entered a room. Now introducing Polly Smack of the Smacklands. Please grace his lordship with due smackness. Something like that,
If wishes were fishes, Paul. If wishes were
I
fishes.
think, by the way, see when we eventually do our D&D campaign, which I hopefully we'll do. I think that's where Paul's character should be from.
From the Smack.
It should be from the Smacklands, yeah.
Normally, when I do a D&D campaign, I give my players like as much free reign to make their characters as possible. But for Paul, I feel I need to put a very strict cordon around what he can and can't do. Not because he's going to be powerful.
At least 5 session zeros with Paul.
Yeah, it's like Paul. You're going to be on a tight fucking leash, my boy. So
I'm chaos.
I think what's really lovely about this episode is we see, much like me and Craig on the Stirret Holiday special, we see characters out of their depth. In this session, we see them in roles they wouldn't normally fill, which is it's part and parcel with D&D, because there will be points where you have the person who, I don't know, has like a 5 in their charisma, having to negotiate with royalty. Totally didn't happen to me. You've got people who aren't strong trying to hold a door open. Like there's when the patterns don't match. Sometimes they overlap a fair bit, and I always find that's where the most unique and intriguing stories come out of it. And there was a lot of role reversal and overlapping of skill sets here. Obviously, Jester climbing the tower that Bo was supposed to go into, Bo in the dress having to enter this royal ball. We see Ford utilizing his magic, his mask of many faces, to appear as Caleb and trick Trent Ickathon into thinking it's him. But one skill set I would like to talk about is Molly Mock Tea Leaf.
Oh, yes.
At last. Oh my goodness.
Genius this character has been. So we see him fixing up a wagon in order to drop the party at certain places, to get Not into the sewers, to get Jester near the tower, to get both Beauregard and Ford into the ball itself, and have like an array of tricks up his sleeve. First of all, gentlemen, talk to me about Molly Mock. Talk to me about his character and how ingenious he's being. But then we'll also focus on the lovely little moment we had with Molly Mock and a certain Ves de Rogna. Paul, I'll let you go first. You seem enthused.
I feel somewhat vindicated.
I thought
because
you would.
Oh yes, because I mean I guess we've not had like proper confirmation yet, but this was pretty close. She is on a first name basis with him. She recognizes Molly straight away. I'm assuming Lucian doesn't look anything like Molly, but there's something about him that looks
the eyes.
Maybe the eyes, yeah.
I'm going to stop you there, Paul. You know, he looks the exact same.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay.
I think that she pretty much alludes to it in the episode, being like, there's a like a recognition of him, like, oh, holy shit, that is the same man.
Yeah, so he's just lost his memory.
Yeah, the memory has changed.
I wasn't sure if it was like, real recognizes real kind of situation. You know, it's like one of these things where I know that person. I don't know your body, but I know your soul. That kind of thing.
Okay. I see what you're getting at, but no, it's
you
best
see what I
immediately
get?
recognize. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Okay.
As
well,
something has happened to him, and Vess does say what's happened. Because what did she do?
They were talking about somebody, I forget the name, but it was somebody of someplace, and she pulls her collar, and there's the eye, and she's saying, I'm the thingamabob of somewhere now, and you're no longer thingamabob of somewhere, while she's holding Molly up to the wall. And then he goes, no, I'll show you, I've got the eyes of somewhere now, and then shows just how his real power, and blasts back.
Craig, do you remember the name that Vess said?
No, and for the love of God, Joseph, please say it so we can move on from Thingamabob.
Ves de Rogna says the title Nonagon.
Nonagon, that was it, yes.
Nonagon.
Is that like Orcus?
Orcus is the name.
Actually not far off.
But this is not as far as I remember, it's not a fantasy word. This is a real life word. Do either of you know what a nonagon is?
No.
Is it like an aragon?
It's not like an aragon.
Is it like a polygon?
Yes. What is a polygon, Paul?
Oh, it's like a shape. It's like a thing.
It is a shape. A polygon is a shape of indeterminate sides. And how do you know?
It's a nine. It's a nine. It's a nine. A nine-shaped thing.
It is a nine-sided shape.
Of course.
And why is that number important, Paul?
Because the Mighty Nein.
No,
swing and a miss.
Because the orb of many things.
That's a dodeca,
speaking is
that's 12. That's a 12-faced three-dimensional object.
D-decahedron? Dodecahedron?
Dodecahedron.
Dehedrohedron.
Dodecahedron.
Dodecahedron.
Anyway, Paul, there was a question raised in episode 3 and recapped at the start of this episode.
Oh, see, I skipped the recap because I was trying to watch it before I left for work. At 8 in the morning.
Why 9 eye tattoos? Why 9 of them?
One for every day of the week, plus a little extra.
Well, no, in D&D commonly a week is a 10-day. It's 10 days, which is yeah.
Okay, well that doesn't
7.
fit then. Okay.
It's very interesting that Molly has 9 tattoos of eyes on his body, and Vesterogna says that she is now the Nonagon, a 9-sided shape.
Mm-hmm.
In the cellar where Molly saw that large stone tablet, there were 9 eyes on that tablet. On the on the candelabras on the wall, they were all festooned with 9 eyes.
Right. Okay.
9 eyes. She's the Nonagon. She controls him. She's the head of his order. But if she controls him, why would she try and kill him? Because
he said that he was it. He was it before. And they thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Or killed him, or thought they'd killed him, and then therefore she took over.
I like your little shining finger talking.
Yep.
A very, very, very interesting piece of the puzzle, isn't it? All these 9.
Are they all possessed or something, or and it's from the, because that would fit in with the chains thing. That is there's something. Because there's been gods, so I assume there'll be Icathudu, it could be a god, but you could also have a demon controlling you, right? So
you probably could, yeah.
Mollymock's whole deal is a lot more. It seems more demonic-y power than the rest.
Well,
of them.
yeah.
There was also something about the cards. The cards.
The Eye of Sauron.
I will say I do have a bugbear about not the creature a bugbear, but an actual bugbear about the way they used the cards in this episode, because they did that stupid trope of pulling the death card, and the death card doesn't mean death, it just means change and actually, now that I'm saying it, it talks about change and rebirth,
and that does,
so maybe they did use it right.
But it was so you said I and thought Eye of Sauron. As soon as I saw the death card, my mind immediately went to Theoden. Death! Ironically.
Yeah. So there's very much a through line now of eyes and themes of eyes and 9.
Can I just float something?
And Ford has an eye. Ford has an eye thing as well.
Ford has an eye thing as well.
I guess Jester does Jester have an eye thing? No,
I don't think
Ford.
So. What do you wish to float, Mr. Stirrett?
I got a weird vibe from Mollymock in this before all of his stuff. The way he handed off the button to Not, to me, felt odd more than comforting. And the way he was talking with Jester before, there was something in me when I was watching this, also because he's the getaway driver, that was making me think, is he going to leave them? Is he going to leave them high and dry? Is he going to do, I didn't quite, there was something about me questioning his motives. Ooh. And he was staring at those cards awfully hard, and I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's a very interesting thing to pick up from that. I can see why, and I can't fault you for thinking that. Craig, did you have a similar thought?
No, not so much. I do think that while everything about this character, in terms of like the premise of this character, would suggest that he would be like a kind of loner or someone who looks out for himself, he seems to really like enjoy being part of a group, part of a like family, as it were. Like he obviously had it in the circus, but obviously this is the Mollymock version of this man. Who was this man tiefling before
When
he was
Lucian.
Mollymock is the question. When he was Lucian, you know, that is the question I'm currently asking myself, and I think that perhaps, obviously, we're seeing elements of him. Obviously, when he's possessed, quote unquote. I'm not actually sure if he is possessed or not. Like when the eyes go red, are we seeing him being possessed by this thing, or are we seeing the true him coming out? Is my question. I'm leaning more towards the possessed angle, but still. But I'm also still wondering why his memory is gone. What's happened there? It's all very interesting. Also, my other question is Vess dead? I don't think she is. We didn't see a body, and she's obviously a very powerful magic user. I don't think she's dead.
I mean, I could answer some of those questions for you, Craig, cryptically.
Okay.
If you wished for it.
Please.
I mean, hints from the cryptic Crypt Keeper.
Whether good game apparently, Crypt Keeper. Whether it's like, you know, his old personality coming back or something like that, could be a super sexy third option. It could be much like using blood to his advantage. Maybe he's channeling something instead.
Okay.
He's channeling the Nine.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a ring wraith, is he?
He is a ring wraith. This is just a whole allegory for Lord of the Rings, Paul. You've got it. You've got it. 9 rings for the mortal men. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Paul solved it. Well done. There was a moment, Craig, when you were giving your theory. I must confess, I did stop listening because I was looking at something. I was double checking something, and
that's fine. I do that all the time.
I've made a connection, and this is a theoretical connection. So I speak to the listeners directly now. Those of you who are fans of the show and fans of Mighty Nein, please tell me if I'm on the right track. Bear with me. In Kingdom Hearts, there's that old sort of the group of people like Ira and those guys, and there's like Lushu. Am I thinking that Lushu is in the same vein as Lucian, as in like the name? Am I thinking right? If not, that might mean nothing to nobody. If it is right, that's very clever. Anyway, it's just, sorry. I was a little bit sinful of me to just ignore both of my two guests here.
No, hey, we like the interactions. We like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just also want to point out, Joseph, it's Mushu, not Lushu. He's a dragon voiced by Eddie Murphy.
Well, Mushu is also in Kingdom Hearts, Paul.
Exactly, that's why I corrected you.
And there is a character called Lushu in Kingdom Hearts 2. And not Kingdom Hearts 2, but the Kingdom Hearts also.
I think that might be Paul's best joke he's ever said on the podcast. That was really funny. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was trying to glaze over it, but yeah. You age me, Paul Stirrett. You age me.
Know. I have that.
I think that's to all the hosts.
Where was I?
He's done it to us all.
Where was I? Yes. So we did see, going back to Mollymock and Lucian, we see Vesterogna confront him and proclaim that she's the Nonagon. He's no longer, and there's just a big fucking explosion, and all of his tarot cards scatter to the wind. But we see Jester picks them all up and hands them back to them before they hop into the sewer. Before we come to the finale of this episode, we'll go back to your non-spoilers, Craig. The animation in this episode. The floor is yours. Talk to me about the mage battle above Zadash.
never seen anything as good as that. I don't think in terms of combat in an animation show. It's better than anything I saw in Vox Machina for a start as a comparison. But I'm struggling to think of anything better of that kind of scale and scope. It just kept going and going, and I feel like as well, we've been building to this as well. Like the show has actually, it's like kind of like a stepping stone or a step ladder all the way up to reach this point. The fights have just got increasingly more detailed, longer, bigger, better as we've kind of gone up, as I suppose you would see in a D&D campaign itself, as you were building up the boss battles and stuff. But
you would,
it just was so well done to the point where I was going, I would love to see the script for this. I want to sit and read the actual script and see how they actually wrote all the action out. I want to see how they did it, because I want to learn from it. I want to learn how they did all that for multiple reasons, for comic book writing, for film writing, just for animation. I want to understand how they did it, because I want to understand how you lay out and plan something of that scale. So it was unbelievably good.
I thought the way that they so for context, I'm assuming you've all seen the episode by this point. Trent Ickathon is fighting off the Kryn dynasty's like commando squad, trying to retrieve the Luxon beacon from the tallest tower in the tallest castle. And we see essentially an archmage or archmage, depending on how you pronounce it, in full swing. Just fly into the sky,
powerful,
and just shooting lightning from his fingertips, doing all of this amazing aerial combat with spells. From pairing it back to the game in a mechanical standpoint, wizards, when they get to a high enough level, are able to just like do a bunch of things that are ridiculous. Like, they can fly, they can shoot lightning, they can clone themselves out of snow and a ruby. They are able to transform themselves into beasts, like what he did with Airwolf. They're able to say, I wish, and then cast a wish. They can wish something into existence. Normally it's a spell of 8th level or lower, but with the DM's allowance, DM's approval, that's the word I'm looking for, they can wish something more powerful.
I wish for a second spirit special.
Paul, unfortunately, you rolled a D100 after casting that wish, and you've not had the wish replenished.
But I get a reroll. There was a
Paul, as I said, it's inspiration that allows you to re-roll a D20 test. Wish test is a D100. I am sorry.
This is your own back, isn't it, for the quiz?
Nope, I'm just a stickler for the rules. And a little fun thing for the Legend of Vox Machina. I wish to see a certain wish play out within Legend of Vox Machina.
Wish.
A little thing there. The Paul, what did you think of Trent Ickathon in the skies above Zadash?
Oh yeah, no, it was really cool. Actually, I thought it was interesting though, because I'm like, he's not the destroyer of armies that he is with the orb, because he is. But I mean, he's winning, and he's holding them off, but he's not crushing the commandos either. Like, they are definitely. He's definitely having to turn his attention to them, and it is a fight.
It's not easy. It's not like simple for him. Yeah.
So I do like seeing that. Okay, the commandos are actually worth something as well, and it's not just
they're not just pointless like grunts.
Yeah. Which makes that fight all the more interesting when we get back down into the sewers at the end. But no, I mean, yeah, it was cool. We see him throw, and even before the fight, we see him, hold Ford in place. He was about to go all dissecty on him with his eye.
Yep.
And his little finger torch. And then, so when he cuts loose, he starts throwing things, lightning, spells, shape-shifting. I actually really liked it when he transformed him into the big eagle and the eagle just
That was cool.
ripped his head off.
Yeah.
Beautiful
display of magic. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I think they decided, let's just show off all. It was like in any of the Elder Scrolls game, you get someone that's trained in all the magic variants. So you go, let's show off his destruction power, his illusion power, his conjuration power. Let's just show off all of that. Like, let's show him the rainbow of magical skills he has. So
that's the perfect example. Paul, that's exactly what happened with him. Craig, is there still any semblance to your theory that Ickathon is a season 1 baddie and only a season 1 baddie?
Not season 1 anymore, obviously, but I would say I still maintain, and I know that I see it in the title sequence. I can see that he's up there with the and he's fighting all against them all. I understand that, but the Vox Machina title sequence changed as well, based on who the big bad was. I know I can see that little smile on your face, Joseph. I can see it, cheeky little boy. But I still maintain that I think this is a 1 or 2 season arc where we'll go up against Big Ick, we'll get him sorted out, and it will lead on to our proper big bad, which I still think, if Vess is alive, of course, I still think it is whatever's going on with Lucian. That is our big bad, for me personally. It's in some way linked with the elves and their religion. Because what is that religion? Where does that come from? Do they have a god? What's going on there?
The Luxon is their god, I believe. Called the Luxon.
Okay.
And the beacon
but
is
what is that?
Aspect of the Luxon.
Yes.
Oh, we don't have time.
Because they believe it comes from it comes from something, doesn't it? It comes from a being. It's like a thing that chipped off its armor. Was that it, or something like that?
A shard,
something like that, or portion. Yes. So they believe it's something, and it comes from something. Yes. So what is that about? So I think all of that is more like of the overarching final boss situation. And I think Trent is a stepping stone along that journey. I just think he's just too personal a villain to be the world-ending threat that he might be.
It's definitely the king. It's definitely
the king. You think it's going to be okay?
It's definitely the king.
Well,
no.
Just you. I've got that vindicated, preloaded. It's just you wait. Just you.
Cool.
I love all these next season. Much like a certain character we'll see later on. We'll just have to wait. Before we wrap up, boys.
That was another one. That was another one. He
wasn't even trying to hide that one.
No. I'm not trying to hide because you won't know.
He's getting cocky.
Yeah.
Getting cocky.
I will say, if I had like a nickel for every time Ashley Johnson played a lesbian character who has done atrocious things in her past, I'd have 2 nickels. Because here she is playing Yasha, who has killed many, many people. And she also plays the wonderful Ellie in The Last of Us, who does horrible, horrible things on her journey. And it's great to hear Ashley Johnson being able to start flexing those acting chops a little bit more as a different character. Is there anything else we want to go over? Have I missed before we wrap up this episode, gentlemen? Is there any one we want to talk about? Any little moments?
Or just the season as a whole? Just to see,
yeah. So, have we enjoyed the season as a whole? What we thinking on it? What we thinking?
I would say this is probably because obviously we're going to be doing our lists for our top 10 movies, top 5 TV shows for at the end of the year or start next year for 2025. I at the minute would place this number 1. I will need to reflect because obviously I do love my recency bias, as you know.
Yes.
But I will reflect on it. But as of now, as of watching the finale today, thinking about episode 5, which I think is one of the best episodes of television I've seen this year, potentially longer than that. It is fucking brilliant. It's going to stick with me for a long time, that episode, and inspire me as well. But so I think at the minute this is a 9 or a 10 out of 10 show for me, and yeah, it's up there as the best thing I've watched this year, I would say. Yeah, it's been
Question
brilliant to
for
watch.
you, Craig. What is a better episode of television? Episode 5 of the Mighty Nein,
I know what you're going to say.
or that episode from Severance where we get to see everything slot into place?
Or an episode from The Penguin.
That was last year, Paul.
Not talking about the Penguin.
That was last year.
That was Severance was last year as well. Is it the
no? Season 2 was the start of this year.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Christ.
Joseph. Me and you did that Me and you.
Oh
that's how long ago we did that podcast. Yeah.
Bloody hell! Wowee!
Right.
Yeah.
How far is this show coming a year, folks? Eh? How far is this show coming a year?
What was her name again? What's her name again? The character's name? Miss Casey's. Spoilers for Severance.
Gemma.
Gemma. The Gemma episode, or the Caleb episode? Which one was a better episode of television for you?
It's very different because there are one's live action, one's animation. But I suppose it doesn't really matter because it's both great storytelling. No, you know what?
It's an unfair question.
It is an unfair question, but you know what? The Severance episode has not stayed in my head, but I tell you what, see, every day since, I know it's only been a few weeks, but I have thought of that line every day since, and it's stuck in my head, and it's going to help me, like, inspire me to maybe write something else that I can't talk about. But essentially, that line, what was it again? The little spark who became a firestorm. That line, and when he goes fucking Super Saiyan and destroy. Oh, that's going to stay with me for a long time. So I think I have to give it. I'm going to give the nod to that episode. I think.
Interesting take. So a 9 out of 10 from you, Craig. Best episode of television you've seen.
Possibly 10.
We still
possibly
can't
10.
hear Mark Strong. We still can't hear him. He's there somewhere.
Yes,
we can't
yes.
hear him. Paul,
Caleb.
are you in the same vein? Are you a 9 out of 10 boy?
Caleb is the spark that'll light the fire, that'll burn the torches, that will bring that fire fueling furnace to a
Gotta get it in.
producer that'll burn the big ick down. I don't know. I've lost track of what I was saying there.
At some point in our family lineages, Craig, myself, you, and Andrew's families probably converged at some point way back in the past and like disturbed like an ancient grave or like some sort of hexed witch domain, and that curse has manifested as Paul fucking Stirrat.
Yeah, I think it has. I do.
What's up?
What's up, Paul?
So Paul, this series as a whole, how are you sitting about it? 9 out of 10 as well as Craig?
There hasn't really been anything I've not enjoyed about this. I think I would definitely agree. 9.5. I have a lot.
Oh, fuck, I'm gonna go 10. I'm going 10.
Oh, this is a 10 out of 10 series for you, Craig. Lovely.
As perfect can be. I don't see, again, as Paul said, I can't think of anything wrong with it, to be honest with you. And it's got some outstanding moments.
I can't find anything that... There wasn't an episode that I went, that was shit. There was like episodes better than others, naturally, but there was something from every episode that I enjoyed. I can't think of why I wouldn't give it a 10 other than like I don't like giving everything a 10, you know.
hang on just hang on, folks. Paul has never given a 10 on this podcast ever. Just so this is how important this is. So Paul, is it happening? What's happening?
Well, now you've said that, absolutely not. No.
You've gone in trick. So Paul, were you going to give this a 10 out of 10?
Very potentially, actually. I'm quite conflicted. It's high. Anyway, the score is high. You know what? Screw it. Fine, I'll say 10. I can't find a way to...
Oh.
We've got a 10 out of 10 from Paul Star, folks.
Mark the date. Mark the date.
You know what? Yeah. I'm high off the Stirrat special. I'm in a good mood, so I'm like...
Mark the date. 22nd of December 2025 at 1938. The man has given a show a 10 out of 10.
I can't wait to tell Andrew. Andrew won't believe it. Andrew will not believe it.
You'll have kittens. For me, this show's probably sitting at an 8.5 out of 10.
Oof.
More for the fact the production side of things, I just want more. I think the episodes could be longer. I think they've played it safe with episode length and episode amount for the first season. I think they've played it too safe, in my opinion. I think they could have done a 13 episode season at like 40 minutes each, but the first and last episode could have been an hour and a half, and the audience would have gobbled this up as if they had been starving for fucking years. That's my own reason for giving like an 8.5, 9 out of 10. Apart from everything you've said, gentlemen, it's been a fantastic show. It's been a beautifully animated show. I've not seen animation like this in fucking ages. Remember, Craig, when we were chatting about fucking Invincible being like so amazingly animated? That's like Saturday morning compared to this.
Exactly.
Night and day.
It's been eclipsed.
It's wonderful what Titmouse. I think it's still Titmouse Studios that's animating it. They're doing a tremendous job with it.
I am trying to think of all the animated. I've watched quite a few animated things, and I think up till I think Castlevania's probably been my favorite.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I watched
agree
Blood
there,
of Zeus. I like Blood of Zeus. I watched that, and that's all right. And I liked Vox Machina. That was really good.
Blue Eye Samurai is also great.
Blue Eye Samurai's fantastic.
See, I would give a 10 to Blue Eye Samurai as well, because that genuinely was
a well-deserved 10. A very well-deserved 10. Fantastic.
So yeah, no, I think I probably would. If it's not a 10, it's a 9.5. But I mean, I would say 10. You know, it's
lovely.
It's
Christmas.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas. Paul's given the highest score he's ever given. But I leave it over to you, ladies and gentlemen. Please let us know down below how you rate the season as a whole. If you want to give us like a breakdown episode by episode, what you're rating out of 10, and then like a season as a whole, please do. Tell us your favorite characters. Tell us your favorite moments. If there's any bits we've missed that we can give you a little more information on in the comments down below, please do let us know. I've been reading all of them. They are utterly fantastic.
Yeah,
I just want to give a quick shout out to a bunch of our commenters. We've got Amonti8. He says, they say, it's so fun listening to Craig and Paul's speculations. It's a great way for me to decompress after watching the show. And then he gives me like a little bit of spoilers later about the analysis of Ford being hilarious. And you're being a fantastic metagaming pigeon. I love it. Loving some of like the non-spoiler comments. From people like Night Sterling, JCXZ100, and honestly, I love Mix Size 6. I'm going to pronounce that wrong, but your comment about me not getting away with it has given me so much lifeblood. It's unreal. But unfortunately for Craig, yes.
I just want to kind of add on to what Joseph was just saying there and just say how pleased we've all been with how well the show has been received, us reviewing the Mighty Nein, and the numbers that we've been getting and the comments we've been getting. And I hope that those new fans that have come in off the back of the show do stick with us and keep going along with what we've been doing. There's plenty of stuff coming next year. We've got the Starter Holiday special up just now, which you will love. Paul's just fucking insane. It's absolutely hilarious. So
it was a slog.
So glad you've all joined us.
So
yeah.
good.
It was a slog. Yeah, Joseph and Lara did a fantastic job. But yeah, as I say, stick with us. We have a great time doing this show, and it is about putting it out there for all you guys too. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
And for listeners new and old, please do get on the socials. Tell us what you want to see us review next. Is there a show that we missed this year that you think we should do like a retrospective on? Is there a film that we've not spoken about because we've all been busy this winter period that we haven't done a review on? I know the fans want us to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
If you'd
Craig's
like to meet
favorite film.
Andrew, if you'd like to meet Andrew, then please let us know, because some people will have never actually met Andrew. I've just joined us for the first time.
The actual host, the creator of the show, is not here. No, it's fine. It's fine. If you want to see Andrew, go to this holiday special and see a facsimile of this man. Please get involved. Get in the comments down below. Tell us your thoughts and feelings. Anything we've missed. If you don't want to do it there, please follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Bebo. It's all at WithMatesPod on all the social media platforms. My Club Penguin message boards, whatever. Just please, any suggestions, any thoughts and feelings, please let us know there.
Also, I was going to say, if you guys would like us to do like a one-off episode on predictions for season 2 of the Mighty Nein, please let us know in the comments, because we'd be happy, I think, maybe to squeeze that in as an episode.
I would love to talk more about this show.
Hell yeah,
and just
this has been fun.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I would love to just like either do like an episode like that or pick these guys' brains on the world of D&D. Because if I look at my desk right now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 Dungeons and Dragons books sitting in various places. I can't get enough of it, and I can't get enough talking to these guys about it all. However, unfortunately, that is all we've got time for on this episode and for the season of the Mighty Nein as a whole. Thank you so much for being with us on this journey, talking about it, our thoughts and feelings, our predictions, and my now not so subtle hints as to what's to come. It has been an utter pleasure to be your host, and an utter pleasure to be the minder to these two gentlemen. First and foremost, Craig, where can the lovely people find you?
You can find me on all social media platforms. It is at Craig Andrew Mooney.
Mr. Paul Stirrett, where can the lovely people find you?
If you were to transform one of your best friends into a giant eagle, and that eagle ripped off the head of someone, and you peered inside the neck hole, you might find a message that said, go check out at Stirrett Story, the Instagram page of Polysmack.
That eagle is also telling you to check out a wonderful novel, The Rebel of Time, written by Craig Andrew Mooney. A fantastic novel to either get a late Christmas present for or an early New Year present if you wish to do that. We have just rented a copy from the local library. I'm going to be reading it over the Christmas period.
Oh, brilliant.
Lovely.
And also check out the wonderful independent Scottish film. Craig, what's the title of that film that was on recently on STV?
The Difference Between Us?
The Difference Between Us, featuring both Craig and Paul, and also our wonderful team leader, Andrew, who's not with us. He's off in Panto Land. Please check those out. These guys have been working tremendously hard on all of their stuff, and they deserve as much attention and spotlight as possible. They're both fantastic people. If you want to hear more of my annoying voice, please go check out the Scottish indie game Aethus. That's Aethus. There will be a release date soon. The creator, Posmonaut Games, have been working tremendously hard on it. It's been fantastic. And also, if you want to hear me involved in more Dungeons and Dragons stuff, I implore you to go check out Least Watch on Apple Podcasts. It's a fantastic campaign that I've been a part of with an amazing cast of voice actors. And it's taking the unique spin of, instead of going to an adventure, the adventure comes to us. Please go check that out on Apple Podcasts. I believe that's where it is. You can also check out the Kickstarter, Least Watch, on Patreon as well. Least as in Least, watch WATCH, all one word. DW Draffin, the creator of it, has done a tremendous job, and it's a pleasure to be a part of. But all that aside, we don't want you to follow us. We do, but we don't. We want you to follow the podcast at WithMatesPod on all social medias, as we've said, because if you follow us, you can stay up to date with all that we're doing, all these wonderful things. Your suggestions will be read and enforced, as long as Paul's not at the reins. Please go check out the Stirrett Holiday Special, do all that, gubbins, and for the last time, we hope you all have an amazing time, have a fantastic Christmas if you celebrate it, or festive season if you don't, and we will see you all maybe in the new year. With that, laters on the Menji.
And Father Smackmas did approach the Grinch, and he rolled a 20. He sneered down at the Grinch and raised his hand and said, "Now that's plenty."
Yeah, Paul, the D20 fell off the table. I just need you to roll that again for me.
God damn it.
Oh, excellent. Well done, Joseph.
Lovely. Well done,
Fantastic.
guys. Well done.
Woo!